the bloodlust.
Me too.
I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror. This is episode 243 of the program. Jamie, do you think I should start saying since 2014?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Since it's now been 10 years in our tagline?
That's crazy, and sure, yeah, might as well. I mean, 10 years.
Since 2014.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. We deserve to brag.
Yeah.
Okay, it's done then.
Great.
We've had a shareholders meeting. It's unanimous.
Perfect. It's easy when it's just two.
That's right. So like I said, this is episode 243, and today we're going to be discussing the movie Rebirth. Birth/Rebirth. My name's Amy. I'm your fearless leader. Joined as always by my lovely and talented co-host Jamie. Hello, friend.
Howdy.
Howdy. It's freezing outside. Sorry, listeners, that you can hear that my furnace is on, but I am not turning it off.
No.
It is 8 degrees, going down to negative something tonight.
Yes.
-4 again.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. I love you, listeners. I love for the sound quality to be nice, but
But we love heat a little more.
yeah. And my power was out over the weekend, and it was fucking miserable.
Yeah. No thanks.
Miserable.
I hope you went out and got yourself a little heater or something.
I haven't yet.
In case it happens again. You'll be
I
glad you
didn't-
did.
Leave the house today. I luxuriated in my lights and heat.
In the heat,
and my
sure.
electric kettle. But I will. At least a propane one, if not, get me a generator.
Yeah.
So hopefully all of you are staying warm. Ugh. Hopefully you're smart enough to live somewhere where you don't have to do this. Not like us.
I don't mind winter. I'm a weirdo, and I'm in the minority, but I like it when it's this cold outside, and everything feels and sounds crispy. But
Crispy? You like that crispy snow?
I love it. Like,
I
and
don't like it.
when you walk and everything's got a crunch to it, and your nose gets spicy just being outside because, like, the air is so cold.
It's very hard to scrape your car off when it's this cold.
Sure. But see, I also am privileged in that I don't generally run out of power because I have a generator that kicks in immediately. I have a garage, so I don't have to scrape snow off my car and stuff.
Yeah.
So I
used to have a garage.
enjoy those luxuries.
You know, Kay listens to this. Hi, Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Next winter, that garage is going to be clear enough for me to put my car in.
I think that's fair.
Or else. Love you. Anyway, moving on. So, as we have now ended 2023 and begun 2024, I figured our roundtable should talk about our favorite horror movie from last year, our favorite non-horror movie from last year, and then things that we're excited about for 2024. So if you'd like, Jamie, I can go first, unless you'd prefer to go first.
I'll just go first, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Get it over with. I mean, we already discussed it, and I already came up with it. My memory for things that I have watched or listened to previously is really terrible, unless it happens to have been something I watched or listened to multiple times in my life. So, and I've tried to keep a list going, like on Letterboxd and that sort of thing, but I just... I get distracted by other things, and then I never go back to it. So you do the hyper-focus thing for a while, and then it just drifts away.
Sure.
Story of my life. But that being said, I think my favorite horror movie, I'm just going to say my favorite horror movie that I watched last year, because I don't believe it was a last year movie technically, but
Okay.
it was one that stuck with me real good. Was that Speak No Evil.
Oh, yeah. We got to come back and review that.
We really do, because that movie really just kind of blew my mind.
That was one of my favorites of last year.
It was it ticked all my favorite boxes. Where it like,
oh, that's a Jamie movie for sure.
100%. So I was glad I hadn't. You may have recommended it at one point, but I didn't really know anything about it. And yeah, as soon as I watched it, I was like, oh, this is one of the better ones I've seen in a really long time. So yeah,
that's a great one.
That was a good one. And my favorite non-horror movie of last year, I'm going to go... It's a real tough call, I think, betwixt two movies. But since I did it, one of them I did not technically see last year, I'm not going to count that. And I'm going to go instead with Oppenheimer.
Okay.
And I probably wasn't, like, as hot for Oppenheimer as everybody else, like, the world seemed to be at the time. It was...
The world is still hot for it.
Yeah, they're still hot for it.
Critics' Choice Awards, it got a lot of awards.
Yeah, but there's no denying that it was a really great movie. And that it was very skillfully made and skillfully acted. And there is, like, the bomb scene in particular is the reason I'm going with this one, because the tension and the, like, sort of impending doom that is felt during that scene was so intense that it was like, I was in a very full theater, but it was like palpable. Like you could feel that everyone was feeling that. Everything just went silent. Like everyone was silent, and it's a very silent scene in the movie too. Like there's no score or anything during that part. It just felt, it was a very intense scene. It was like one of the weirdest sort of like visceral moments I felt in a movie in a long time.
It'd be fun to see with the crowd then.
Yeah, it really was.
I like those kind of experiences.
Everyone just kind of, even my dad, who is always like chomping on popcorn or trying to whisper a question to me, and I'm like, we're both seeing this for the first time, TJ. Like, I don't know the answer to the question you're asking me. This is new to both of us. But like, and he's also very antsy like me. So being quiet and engaged and sitting through I think maybe, was it just over 3 hours or just under 3 hours? Whatever. It was
long.
Hovering around that. That's impressive. So that was a solid one. So I'm going to go with that.
I think my favorite horror movie of the year was When Evil Lurks. I almost forgot the name after you said Speak No Evil, because it's also another generic.
Yeah, When Evil Lurks was great.
I really liked that a lot. I found it really disturbing and really well done. And a really good successor to Terrified, his first movie, or his first horror movie. So that was my favorite horror movie of the year. And my favorite movie of the year was May December, which I already talked about on the podcast, so I'll spare you. But I will give honorable mentions to Anatomy of a Fall, which was very good, and Tense. And that was that one that I told you was kind of like a courtroom drama.
Oh, yeah.
And Poor Things, which I also technically saw this year.
Yeah,
but
that
it was a
the
last
one I
year
didn't
movie.
Go with. Yep, I did enjoy that. I enjoyed that. It was
thought that
funnier
was hilarious.
than I thought it was going to be. Also, I've liked everything I've seen from that director, Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I've liked everything except Dogtooth. Maybe I'll watch it again one day, but man, no.
I loved it.
Well, it makes you uncomfortable. Of course you'd love it.
Of course I loved it. And I love that our friend Leah, who's Greek, that her parents or her mom watched it and thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So, like, there's obviously some very Greek-specific humor
well,
within
yeah.
it, which, as a non-Greek person watching it, it's kind of like, I don't know how any of this could be funny because it's so disturbing. But I just love that she thought it was funny and that she actually got her mom to watch it.
Leah's a good guinea pig for stuff.
She really is. And
she's a
trooper.
And read
She'll
things.
watch anything.
Yeah, and her reactions are very entertaining.
Yes.
We should have her on the show as the new Karen. She would get disturbed over things.
She would. She really would. I will say this is, it's kind of related to our question, but not really. I just want to talk about it. And I'm late to the game on this one, but I finally watched Night House.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say I was legit scared in a part of it. Like, I haven't, that's the scare that that's the dragon we're always chasing.
Absolutely, it is.
Like, I haven't felt that. And granted, I did a very good job watching it. Like, all my lights were off. I put my phone away. I didn't even look at my phone. I was just in it. I had the sound up real good. Like, I was in the movie. That movie, there were parts that, like, I felt very scared where I'm like, do I need to put a light on? Like, do I need to pause it for a minute? Because, like, it felt a little too intense. And there is one very specific jump scare in that is maybe the best jump scare in any movie ever.
What is the scene where you felt very scared without giving spoilers away?
It was I don't know if I can think of, like, the exact scene, because there were many that made me feel that. But the part that came immediately after the first, like, intense jump scare, I felt it there. And I think that's just because that got me so good, and I was already at this, like my pulse was racing. I was already at this, like, intense, I'm scared sort of mindset that everything that followed it just felt like torture. It's just like, oh my God, like, get her out of this dream state. Like, I need it to be daylight. I need something good to happen. Like, it just felt, I loved it. And I thought the, like, use of negative space and shaping within the house and, like, shadows and how it created, like, profiles of a face or outlines of a body. I thought that was so fucking cool. Like, it was so cool, and it was so visually, like, neat to watch. I've never seen a movie do so much of that. I will say the ending, like, didn't wow me. The third act was kind of...
I hated it.
Yeah, it was kind of
It turned me off the whole movie.
The rest of the movie, I think, was so strong and so awesome that there was no way that could ruin the rest for me. Do I wish the ending had been written better? Like, it was just a better ending? Yes, of course. But I thought the rest of it was solid. Like, I am a huge Bruckner fan.
Yes, you are.
Like, big David Bruckner fan. So I don't know why I waited so long to watch this one. But anyone else who hasn't seen it yet and is looking for a good one, do the same thing. Make it real dark. Don't look at your phone. Just get all in. And plus, Rebecca Hall is amazing in it.
She's great in everything.
I mean, she is pretty much great in everything, but she's amazing. And I totally got vibes of, like, what's that other one? Not The Awakening.
The Awakening's the ghost story that she's in.
Yes, that's the one. And I absolutely love that movie.
Yeah, that's a cool one. That's a cool ghost story.
Yeah, I loved Night House. Minus the end, but I loved the scared feeling that it gave me. I was like, this is what I've been looking for. Like, I've been looking for this for so long.
I remember being so excited by how good it was in the theater up until the end, and then I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You fumbled it.
Yeah.
You fumbled it in the end zone.
Yep. The rest of it was so solid that wasn't going to ruin it. That couldn't ruin it.
I should watch it
me.
again now that I don't have the sky high hopes that I had.
Yeah. I think it's definitely worth watching again because there are parts that are truly scary to me.
What did you watch it on?
What did I watch it on? I rented it.
You rented it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it was like $2.99.
Well, fair enough. I have a credit. What the hell?
I was going to take it out from the library because they have it there, but it was, like, already on hold, and I wanted to watch it that night, so.
So, Jamie, what are you excited about for the coming year? I know Nosferatu would be one.
That was good. Thank you. Well, you saved me having to say it, I guess. That's what I'm
so
most
sorry.
excited for. It's Robert Eggers.
Christmas, it's coming out.
Okay, so I will get to wait the entire year.
I know it's upsetting.
I will always be excited for anything Robert Eggers wants to do.
It looks really cool too.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that. Honestly, I don't know if I even have looked at too many lists of what's coming out this year yet, which I should. Obviously. it's been a busy first part of the year, or beginning of the year, whatever. I'll look at some, but Nosferatu, without a doubt, I'm very confident that that's going to be the one I'm most excited for.
You know what I found out?
What?
There's a new Oz Perkins movie coming out called Long Legs. Mm-hmm. And it's starring Nicolas Cage.
okay, you kind of lost me with the Oz Perkins, and then you kind of pulled me back in with the Nick Cage. So
I'm confused based on the kind of movies he normally makes, but we'll see what happens.
yeah, he is very hit or miss.
Hit or miss for you.
For me, for sure. I have very strong feelings, like one way or the other, with him.
Yes,
But I do.
But you liked Gretel and Hansel.
Loved it. It was
Me
beautiful. Too. And such a fun telling of that story.
And gross. Although that nasty meat.
Gross. Oh, so much nasty meat. But yeah,
nasty
Nick Cage.
Meat.
I'm for that.
So that'll be interesting. And then there's going to be a Jordan Peele movie out, hopefully by the end of the year. There's going to be another Radio Silence movie coming out.
Okay.
And it's some kind of monster movie.
Oh,
although it doesn't have a title yet. Yes. And Beetlejuice 2.
Okay. We'll see.
I mean, I'm at least curious about it.
Sure. I'm curious
about it. It has
about
a lot of
things.
the original cast.
Okay.
And the new people that they added were good, even though I can't remember them now. Sorry, listeners.
Yeah, we'll see. It has potential to be good.
Tim Burton has been very hit or miss, emphasis on the miss in recent years.
Yes.
But
yes.
I hope that this is a beloved enough movie that they're going to do it the respect it deserves.
Yeah, because
the justice it deserves.
Because Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is not a beloved movie.
Okay, fine. I don't know anything about that Wonka, if it's good or not.
It was not good.
You
but
saw
I'm
it?
also very partial to the original. I think the original, it scared me when I was a kid. Like, I thought it was more creepy than anything, and that's why I have fond memories of it. But yeah, I didn't think the Tim Burton one was good at all. I was very distracted by how, like, unsettling Johnny Depp was.
Oh, you're talking about I'm talking about the Timothée Chalamet one that just came out.
Oh, no. I've not seen that.
I didn't mind the Tim Burton one. I thought it was okay. Mm-hmm. It wasn't anything up to par with the original, but I didn't think it was bad. I kind of liked Johnny Depp's version. He made him weird. Yeah. He did his own thing with it. I mean, he makes everything weird.
I'm also I think it's probably come up multiple times. I'm just really over the, like, revisiting.
I am too.
Old things. Like, I still always kind of enjoy a prequel, or I always have, but I'm even getting tired of, like, those.
Like origin stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also going to be a new Quiet Place. It's Day One, Quiet Place Day One. It's different people in the cast, not the Krasinski family.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll see it.
And then M. Night Shyamalan's daughter made a movie.
Okay.
And that one stars, who does it star?
M. Night Shyamalan.
What's her name? Dakota Fanning. One of the Fannings, Dakota. Okay. So that comes out this year. That's going to be a horror movie. M. Night has another movie coming out, although he has not wowed me lately either.
Mm-mm. Hey, I'm all for Radio Silence, Jordan Peele, and Robert Eggers.
You and me both, sister.
Like, those three alone, I'm pumped.
Listeners, let us know what you're excited about this coming year. We're going to get some good stuff.
Yeah, hope so. Fingers crossed.
I think I'm most excited about the Jordan Peele movie. Hopefully it will come out this year.
I don't know anything about it. I don't think.
I don't know anything about it either. I just know he's making a new movie that's coming out.
Yeah.
That is all that's known so far.
Nope has been my absolute favorite so far, so that'll be a hard one to top for me.
I think it's mine too. Yeah, for sure.
It was just it's so freaking cool. So cool.
It's been a while since I watched Get Out, though. I should watch that again. Anyway, listeners, tell us what you're excited about. You know we love hearing from you and what you loved this year. Anything that we didn't cover or talk about that you loved this year, I would love to get your suggestions. We're always willing to circle back to stuff that we missed. Yeah. So let us know if there's anything that you think that we overlooked this year. And with that, why don't we switch over to Rebirth?
Let's do it.
Jamie, the stats, if you would.
Sure. This is directed by Laura Moss. It was written by Laura Moss and Brendan J. O'Brien. It is rated R. Has a runtime of 1 hour 41 minutes. It stars Marin Ireland, Judy Reyes, and AJ Lister. It premiered at Sundance January 20th, 2023. Limited release August 18th, 2023. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 96% fresh from critics, 75% fresh audience.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This movie is basically about two women, Rose and Celie. Rose is Marin Ireland, and she is a morgue technician. And she has developed a method to reanimate the dead. And she uses embryonic tissue, her own embryonic tissue, to do it. And she tests it on this little girl who's recently died. And her mother happens to work in the same hospital. And that's the other woman in the story, and her name is Celie. She's a nurse, a delivery room nurse. And she finds out that Rose has taken and revived her daughter. And so instead of flipping out, they kind of become a team to work together to keep the child alive. And they need a continuing source of this material to do so. And so they end up going to extreme lengths to get it. Even more extreme lengths than the lengths she's already gone to. This director, this is her first feature. She's made several shorts, but primarily she's worked as a production designer, which I didn't think this movie had a particularly stylish look or anything. She doesn't seem like Robert Eggers was a production designer first, and he's a director where I'm like, oh, that was a production designer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not her. I don't think it has a bad look. I think it serves the tone of the movie fine.
Yeah, it's just very realistic.
Yeah. Pretty drab.
Mm-hmm.
Drab and realistic, which I guess to go with the subject matter, making it kind of a scientific Frankenstein story.
Yeah.
That works out. Jamie, what did you think about Birth, Rebirth?
I thought this was a pretty great movie. I liked it a lot. I really like Marin Ireland, and I thought she did a really great job in this, but I also think Judy Reyes did an equally awesome job. And I love that the majority of the movie is just the two of them, and they have this, they're so different, and they develop this very unique sort of bond and partnership because they're both working towards the same goal, but for very different reasons.
Mm-hmm. Even though their methods end up being sort of similarly amoral by the end.
Similarly.
But not the same.
And when we get to it, I found that part interesting, like what ends up happening by the end. I'm sure someone could say smarter things than I can about sort of the themes surrounding like motherhood and fertility and women and that sort of thing. I personally really enjoyed what's her name? Rose, the character Rose. I really liked her sort of like maternal apathy, where it was like her ability to create life is nothing more than a means to a scientific end, which I found very interesting and sort of refreshing as a person who has never once felt any urge for having a kid. Like, not that I would ever do the things that she does in the movie, but like I liked a movie that was brave enough to sort of explore a different way of seeing motherhood.
Sure.
And like
they're very different examples of femininity too, of women.
Yeah. And I just enjoyed that. I liked that her character seemed to be sort of like a bit like neurodivergent type character where she obviously was not great with people skills.
Yeah.
And again, was very much just everything was scientific and there had to be a reason for it. And like her quest to like accomplish her goals and to see these like scientific things through took precedent over anything and everything. Like even her health, her eating, like that's why their partnership, once that develops, like becomes so interesting because it's almost like a couple. Like they're basically a couple at one point. Like Judy Reyes is Celie. That character, you know, is always like there's salad in the fridge for you. Like you need to eat something because otherwise Rose wouldn't think of those things. Like again, it's the science part. It's the experiment that is the most important. And
to her, and the
obviously
other woman is the nurturer.
Yeah, and obviously
she's a nurse,
right? She's a nurse, so she's the nurturer. She wants to make things better. She wants to fix things. She wants to love things. She's more emotional. And I thought that was such an interesting like dynamic between the two of them, but how they also again like were working towards the same thing. Like I thought this was a really well written and well directed movie. Also, like it just everything felt very skilled. Like there was a vision and there was a story that she wanted to tell, and I think she did it in a really like successful way.
I think with one exception, everything here exists to serve the plot and kind of enrich the story. There's something that happens that I thought was stupid, and it partly might just be me. We can talk about it. But
it probably is just you. No, I'm just kidding. I might even feel the same way. I watched this maybe like 3 weeks ago, so it's not as fresh in my mind. So it's likely that I felt similarly about it. But even by what happens, by the time the big like thing happens towards the end, like that was very shocking to me, and that was a very intense scene that was very upsetting. And what it took for that character to get there and do that, and her motivations for that happening, just like it didn't feel out of left field. You understood that, how it built to that, and you understood that like being exposed to what she was exposed to throughout the movie really did naturally kind of lead her to that point. She had in her mind there was no other option, there was no other choice. So like Rose's character needing to do whatever she needs to do in order to get to the end of this experiment and like make this happen and have it be successful. Like Judy Reyes's character is also willing to sacrifice anything to get to have her to see her goal through and to have this happen.
Yeah, it is a really cool dynamic.
Yeah, I just thought it was just really skillfully done. And for a first feature movie, it's like a very interesting theme. It's a very interesting concept. You generally see like motherhood and femininity like portrayed in generally a more positive way, because I think that's like, I don't know, as a female, that's pretty much how society expects you to feel about it all the time.
They shove it down our throats.
Yeah, that it's like, that's what you're here for. That should be what every woman wants, and that's to like have kids. And it's, newsflash, like it's not. Like some of us just don't. And it's interesting, and it's nice to see that representation in a movie of somebody who doesn't have those feelings and has never had those feelings, and instead is like interested in just her science. Like she's got her interests.
She's got a very driving interest for sure.
Yes. She's a very interesting, strange character it's just the stuff that she does to herself is very interesting, because it's like she is also just a tool to further her experiment.
Yeah.
And I like that really there's the only how men interact with them in their sort of circle is like there's no real purpose for them outside of, again, you see something happen in the beginning where she like gives a guy a hand job at a bar for the purpose of just getting his semen. Like there, he is nothing more than a tool for her to like see her experiment through and get
everything
to an end.
is to in pursuit of this goal.
Yeah. And I like that. I thought it didn't feel ham-fisted. It didn't feel forced. It all happened like really naturally as the story sort of played out. And it was just super interesting. Like, again, with all these sort of revisiting movies that came 20 years ago and trying to redo them, or having a follow-up sequel, or continuing a franchise that's been going on for 10 years. It's just refreshing to see somebody who just had a vision, wrote a screenplay. It was like, I want to show this, then directed it, and it's something unique. It, like, you know, sure, it has Frankenstein's monster themes and that sort of thing, but really pretty loosely.
Well, it's cool that they were able to take...
It's neat, this retelling of it.
Yeah, they've done something really interesting with it in a way that they can make it entirely their own thing without... It's not an IP cash grab. Right. You know? And... It's more taking that as a jumping off place to explore motherhood and the pursuit of science and despite ethical constraints.
Yep. And I liked it for that. Like, I don't mind using existing IP for that sort of purpose as just sort of
when it's done like this. Yeah. It's like the same thing as, you know, why cover a song if you're going to play it exactly the same way? Yeah. No, I think it was cool that they took the Frankenstein story and changed it, and the idea of putting two women in these roles. Mm-hmm. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this. I thought it was really well done. It's one that I'm sure it's out there where it's going to be one where people are going to debate, and I think I've seen a couple things where they debate, like, this isn't really horror. Like, but I don't know. I take it as, because it wasn't. I don't think there was anything that really felt scary about it, or like, the concept, one could argue, is horrific. But it's one of those weird movies that doesn't necessarily have a place anywhere else. And
sci-fi?
Right. But I think what's happening and what happens towards the end is horrific enough that that the themes within it, like, sure, like, let the arms of the horror genre embrace you. Like, why can't it be considered?
I mean, it's a spin on Frankenstein. Frankenstein is technically a science fiction, but everyone thinks of it as horror. Everybody always has. Right. So I don't have any problem putting this in horror, even though there isn't anything until the very end that's explicitly horror. And the scene that I think's stupid, which we can talk about soon. Yeah. Sorry, I keep teasing it.
You do keep teasing it.
I loved the character of Rose, though, how prickly they made her. Mm-hmm. She was just so well written because she would drive a beige Volvo. And she would insist on being called doctor. Yes, she would insist on being called doctor. They had that all down. And Marin Ireland does such a nice job with this character. Yeah. And such a very unafraid kind of how she's going to come across. Mm-hmm. I thought the gore looked good and real. The stuff in the medical areas, I thought looked pretty good. I like the idea of women as innovators versus women as caretakers. Kate kind of put it with their personalities. She said she called them front of the house, back of the house. Mm. She's like, that's why you have her in the front of the house.
It's fair.
And Rose in the back. Rose is definitely a back of the house person. Yep. And I like the kind of the twin purposes kind of aligning for them to come together. I thought that was really smart. Mm-hmm. And the twist of making it two women, like I said. It was just such a neat kind of exploration of how far we'll go for scientific progress, you know, and how far we'll go in defense of our children. Mm-hmm. I thought the score was really cool. It kind of isn't as noticeable after the beginning, but some of those beginning scenes, they're really scored nice. There's kind of a Fever Ray kind of sound to the score, and I really liked it. And also some of the writing, like that scene at the beginning that they circle back to, I thought was really kind of profound. In the birth scene at the beginning where she's, they're like, your baby's going to be fine. And she says, but what about me?
Yeah.
And the nurse doesn't even know how to answer that. It's like, well, why would we worry about you? You're just the mother.
You're just the vessel.
Yeah, you're just the vessel. So it has that kind of smart writing, enough so that I feel like she's going to be one to watch, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I have too much else besides spoilery kind of stuff.
Okay.
I want to rate this 3.5. I took a half star away. Because there's an animal death. Also, trigger warning, there is child death and children in peril in this. In case that's not your thing. But everybody knows it's our thing.
Yeah, it is.
What do you want to rate this?
I'd probably rate this a 3.5 also.
Yeah.
It's like between a 3.5 and a 4. Actually, I'm going to go with 4 just because it's a first feature, and I think it was just really well done. And it's so unique and covers themes in a way, these specific themes in a way that I've not seen in a movie before.
I also think the pacing is really good. There's nothing in it that doesn't need to be in it, for the most part.
Yeah.
And we both recommend it, for sure. Now let's get into some spoiler territory here.
Sure.
Why did they have to kill the pig?
Yeah, that part, I'm with you on that. That seemed very...
That didn't make any sense. The child, it was not like, oh, she's turning into a zombie.
Right, it didn't serve any purpose because nothing
was followed up from it.
After that.
She doesn't even say anything like, oh, well, I've done some tests and this might be why, or it doesn't seem to be whatever. Nothing.
Nope, it was just a weird... That scene felt out of place. That was the only part that felt like almost forced.
I didn't think that needed to be in there, and that's what I took 1/2 star off for. Not only because it's just, unnecessary death of an animal, but it just didn't make any sense for the plot. Mm-mm. And it was never touched on again, so...
Yeah, it was a weird choice.
Yeah. Other than that, I had no problem. I thought this movie was quite good. It would have definitely been a 4-star movie for me.
Yeah.
Do you think that Celie would have immediately accepted? Like, did you buy the scene? Because that's the only other thing that I thought might be slightly problematic was the fact that Celie runs in, sees her daughter there after suspecting this lady, and it just immediately is on board. Do you think it's just her single-minded determination to make sure her child is okay and that's plausible?
Yes. I think, given that neither of us have given birth or are moms, we can't possibly speak to what that bond is like and what that feeling is like. And then so to lose your child at such a young age and so unexpectedly, and she had...
Over the course of one day.
Right, and she very much had feelings of guilt that were surrounding that as well, that were, I'm sure, very intense. And
that was smart, too, the way they did that.
Yeah, that was a gut punch. I think that it is absolutely plausible that seeing that her daughter was there and machines are indicating that she's alive.
Not dead.
I think that would, at that point, become her only goal. And be like, regardless of how crazy it sounds and how this woman essentially stole the daughter from the morgue and did this all on her own. I think the fact that she was able to do this, and now her daughter, who just moments ago she believed was knew to be dead, that she's back, that she would, all reason would sort of go out the window, I would think, at that point.
Kay thought, what do you think about this? Kay thought that they killed the daughter off too soon in the movie. She thought that they should have done more, I guess, more experimentation or something with Rose first, and then had some more time to develop the relationship between the mom and the daughter. What do you think?
I don't think so at all. I think they did like just enough. I think we were easily, really quickly able to see that they had a strong relationship, and it was just the two of them. But that she, had a career and a job, so she had this stressor that prevented her from recognizing, that her daughter was maybe sick enough that it warranted a doctor visit at that point, and that she was busy, couldn't check her phone, and at the same time seeing that the Rose character, that how she's going about her experiment. So, like, what we didn't mention is that she, and again, we're in spoilers, so you see that she gets the semen from the guy at the bar, then you see her go home, and that scene was just so well done because it was so fluid, and you didn't really even know what to expect with it. Like, you kind of have an idea, like, you get like, oh, she's obviously collecting this for some reason, and she's got, it all very procedural. She's got the kit and all the stuff, and she uses a breast pump to
what that was?
To get the semen from him. Like, that also is an interesting choice. But so she like goes home and she injects that into herself, like puts it in herself so that she becomes pregnant, and so that at a certain point she can induce a miscarriage, and we see that too, and that's a pretty like graphic scene. And there's no we don't get any indication that there's any sort of feelings there. Again, that's why it was kind of like a maternal apathy, because it's not it's very much just she's able to produce this thing which benefits, which she can use, and it benefits her experiment, and that's all she thinks of it as. And I think you get that right away at the beginning. And I totally got that, like, the mother and daughter had a strong relationship. I mean, you also just assume that because that's what we were always led to believe with a mother and a child. Kay just really likes kids, and so Kay, it makes sense that Kay would want more of that, like, feel-good mother and daughter relationship. I think you might be right. I think the fact that we saw so little of that, and then we lose her, like, it allows the audience to sort of feel the same thing, where it's like, oh, I wish I had had more time with her, when really I think there was just enough, and she needed to go, because that's what spurned along the rest of the movie. Like, having her in there for too long, I think would have felt different. Like, I think they had that happen at just the right time.
Oh, what'd you think about her testing on her mom? I thought that was pretty good. I would absolutely. It just is it just shows how little she cares about those kind of conceits.
Emotion to it, and she's able to fundamentally accept and understand the factual situation, which is that the person that she knew as her mom is no longer there, and now at this point it is just a dead body that can be used for experimentation.
Even though she does seem to have, I mean, she talks about memories of her mom.
Yeah.
She does seem to have like fond memories, which she doesn't really show any emotion about anything else.
Right.
And her mom's name was Muriel, and it's also the name of her pig.
Yeah.
Which was funny. Even though what happens to poor Muriel is not funny.
No. It's like there's a a love there, as it seems anyways, is like a daughter towards their mother, but not in the same way that you see it with the other character. It's just...
Or with, like, normal people.
Right. It's more just like she has more of a fondness for this particular human than she does for anyone else. And that could be a purely, like, genetic thing. Or, you know, like, something that we just have as a natural occurrence that we don't really have any control over. You just feel that. But yeah, as soon as that person is quote unquote not there anymore, then yeah, now she can use the body for experimenting.
For experimental purposes.
Yeah.
So that happens. And then, of course, there is the irony of the nurse, who's a caretaker, putting the pregnant woman in danger and eventually killing her.
Yeah, that scene was just so...
And that woman we do get
intense
to know, and we get to spend time with, and, like, they definitely make her very likable.
Mm-hmm. Just, like, seems like any nervous first-time mom that you'd expect, you know?
Right.
Because they've been trying a long time, so she's, of course, nervous that something could happen, and the fact that they've found a way to keep having her come back in for amniocentesis testing and stuff, and without telling her that what might be wrong and what could be wrong, because there is nothing wrong. They just need the amniotic fluid. And you get a absolute sense of her worry about her baby, and, like, is something wrong with it? Is something going to happen?
And they were smart about showing that. They were smart about putting in those scenes with her. And it's ironic, too, that, you know, the mom had IVF to go through to have a baby.
Right.
So she knows the struggle.
Yeah.
And so despite that, she's so focused on her daughter that she's even willing to do this.
Yep. And I believed that her intent was not to kill that woman.
No, but you don't.
But she was. I also don't. I feel like she was okay with that being.
If that had to happen, I think
case.
Was. Yeah, it was either her or.
Yeah.
I think she felt it was either her or her daughter.
Yep. Yeah, and it's interesting because there's obviously, like, a very large population of people who would believe that what Rose did for all that time, inducing miscarriages, that would be murder and killing a person. But then you see, what's her name again? Celie? Then you see that character, like, actually
kill a person.
Actually kill a person. And that's not explored, like, a ton in it, but it is a interesting thing to think about, that those are both portrayed, and depending on what your views are on that sort of thing, you're either kind of like Rose, where that's just, at that point, it's just a clump of cells, you know, and it's not an actual person yet, so it's not murder, it's not killing anything, it's terminating a pregnancy. But there is no ambiguity with what Celie does in the end. Like, whether or not that was her ultimate intention, which I don't think it was. I don't think they give the impression that it was, just that she wasn't necessarily too broken up about it, because she got what she wanted in the end.
No, she says she didn't mean to.
Right.
I mean, whether or not. But I think, like you said, if it had to happen, I think she was okay with it.
Like, if it was that woman or her daughter, it was always going to be her daughter.
Right. Pretty good stuff. A hearty recommend from both of us.
Definitely.
What's her name? Moss?
Laura Moss.
Laura Moss. Well done, Laura Moss.
Yeah. Very, very interesting movie.
We do hope that you see it, and then if you like it or you hate it, write to us and let us know.
Yeah.
We love to hear your thoughts. So for our next movie, we are doing Society of the Snow on Netflix. It is
snow.
Yeah, well, that was part of the reason why we chose it.
Yep.
Snow. It's here, it's everywhere.
It's no joke.
It's on Netflix. And it's about the plane crash that happened in the Andes Mountains that they've made into a couple things, including the movie Alive, which traumatized me as a child. Mm-hmm. And made me not want to fly. Woof.
Sure.
So hopefully this one's as traumatic, if not more so. It's getting pretty good reviews. Plane crashes, cannibalism, freezing to death.
How could you go wrong?
Right. So join us in a couple weeks when we talk about that. And listeners, if you haven't rated us, we'd love it if you would. You know, if you review the little podcasts like us, it really makes our day. It's not like reviewing some big funded podcast that doesn't give a shit because they already have thousands of reviews.
Yes.
Every single one of them makes us happy.
Even the bad ones, because they're fun to chuckle at.
Yeah. So do so, if you would. And we thank you in advance for that. And thank you for listening to this episode. And thank you, Jamie, for joining me for it.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I'm excited about the next one. Hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, I always hope that. I don't generally go into it hoping anything else.
Okay, that's true. Good point. I suppose I always hope that as well. So until next time, I've been Amy.
I'm Jamie.
Thank you for listening and good night. And hail Ratma.
Yes.
Meows.
Meows.